Retro Ghetto. Holding the camera, we're finally in his room. This is insane. Look at these SNES games, guys. And of course, we're going to be talking about them in this episode with Callum. Captain Callum, the cameraman. Callum, this is insane, mate. This is insane.
Does it differ to what it looks like on the videos? Does it feel different in here?
It always kind of like, when I see places that I see on YouTube, I come in, it always feels different.
Yeah.
It definitely feels different.
Yeah.
It's so, I mean, it looks really clean. It is really clean. It smells great. It smells great.
It doesn't always.
But no, this is beautiful. And of course, guys, we are going to be taking you around this amazing game. And we've got Mega Drive over there. We've got 360. We've got this geezer right here. All right, my son. He's not happy. And of course, Callum's going to be talking about some of his favourite pieces. That's what I want to know. I'm intrigued. Now, this is my beauty here. I want one of these. I've wanted one of these for years. And this is absolutely... Is it plastic?
No, it's wood.
That is mint. That is absolutely mint. So without further ado, guys, we're going to set the camera up and we are going to have a whip around. And of course, we will B-roll as we go along and cover as much as we can. And I don't know if this is going to go out, but I'm going to link Callum's video of my room. So go and check that out. I'm intrigued to see what he thinks of my room. So go and subscribe to him as well. And let's have a look around, shall we?
Does your room smell this good?
I'll make sure I shake and back it. I'm going to shake and back it before you come in. So guys, we're quite far away, but we're going to get you some lovely B-roll of all these games on here. So Callum, this is your beloved Super Nintendo one.
Yeah.
And you, how many games have we got here? How many we're looking at?
Put me on the spot there. I'm kind of concentrating more on how many I've got to go rather than how many I've actually got.
Go on then.
I've got 209 left. So those of you that are better at maths than me, I think there's 531 in the set. It's debatable, right? But we're about 60 odd percent, yeah. 209 to go.
209.
So a good 300, more than 300, 330-ish, I think.
Okay. And with this, because what I'm seeing here, like when I first came in, I saw the black labels. Now, these are all PAL.
Yes, everything's PAL. Everything in this room's PAL.
Everything in the room.
I only collect PAL, yeah. It's one of the ways of limiting myself because, as you can see, I buy a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So I kind of use that as a way to curtail my collective habits.
Yeah.
So yeah, all PAL.
That's a really good way of like narrowing it down. So just save you a few quid, collect what you're familiar with.
Yeah.
Now we've noticed here that this game is a French PAL. So are you collecting just kind of English PAL or are you at like...
Oh no, all PAL. So the way I work with everything in here, any 4 sets I've got, PAL's PAL. Doesn't matter if it was Australia, South Africa, France, anywhere within the PAL territory.
Okay.
That for me is part of the full set. So yeah, this one here, Super Danny, that's like a strange French exclusive. I think it was a cartoon that they had in France.
Okay.
But I quite enjoy that. I enjoy digging into those games that only came out in certain territories. But yeah, I've kind of made it probably more difficult for myself. But yeah, PAL.
PAL, and that is awesome. And I think for me, I know of a Spanish PAL game called Cool World. Now it's available on NTSC, but it only came out in Spain on PAL. So we obviously didn't get it here. France didn't get it. Spain got it. Do you own it?
No, not yet. Well, I think it was.
It's happening.
Was it a movie or something?
I think it was one of those kind of, you know what it reminds me of?
Roger Rabbit. Yes. And I only know that from the cover. I've never really delved into it because obviously I haven't got there yet.
Yeah.
But that's what it looks like, doesn't it? Animation on top of like live action stuff. Yeah. I thought the same thing.
And I think I got that years ago for like $6 in America, many trips ago. So it's like really, really cheap on NTSC. But on PAL, what do you reckon?
So I can see how this is going to go. We've been here 5 minutes and you bought one game and I don't own it. Is this the theme, Gemma? You're just going to keep finding things I don't own?
This guy's collection takes the mick out of mine.
I'm going to be on eBay as soon as you leave, like, Cool World.
When you watch Callum's video, I think your video released yesterday, you can talk through my SNES collection because this is amazing compared to mine, guys. This blows mine out of the water. So what's the most recent one you've picked up then? Because I've seen you've spent a couple of grand recently in one of your episodes.
There's a couple, you can have a look down here, but this isn't for the viewers, unfortunately.
Okay.
This is all the stuff I've not yet put away, these bottom shelves down here. But this is my latest one. This is quite a heavy hitter, so yeah, that's my latest edition.
So we've got Ninja Warriors. So what can you tell us about this then?
Firstly, it's a great game. All too often in this game, expensive games aren't very good, as you know.
Right.
Just a rarity. Nobody bought them, right? But this is different. This is a very good game. but just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You just never see it. This is the only copy I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And everybody I speak to says the same thing. I've not actually met anybody yet that's seen another copy of this game. And it's really weird that it's rare because it's a great title. I think it's just because it came out late. I think, people were buying PlayStation 1 and 64 when this dropped.
Yeah.
But yeah, very, very happy to have that. That
Absolutely.
was
I'll let you put that back very carefully. Now, I own an unboxed copy in a repro box, so seeing that like in the box, and the condition's really nice.
Yeah, really nice. Yeah, really nice.
Really
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Manual's a bit iffy, but I'm not a condition guy.
That was my next question.
No, I'm a wheeler dealer bargain hunter. I'd rather pay less for worse condition, but hustle my way.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a mint collector.
Do you draw the line?
Yeah, depending on the game and its value. So Super Gane is a great example, right?
Let's check it.
So another very expensive, rare game.
Let's show 'em.
But I'd say that's probably 6 out of 10. It's not great condition, but it makes the difference in probably, I don't know, it probably cost you an extra £500, £600 to have this
Absolutely.
a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because what you tend to find with this level of Super Nintendo collecting, people that own this are serious collectors.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, they're very condition driven.
Yeah.
So a lot of those high-end ones are with high-end collectors. They don't really let them go.
Yeah.
And if they do, they want a premium.
Yeah.
I'm not a premium guy. I'm
Right.
cheap. I want to buy I bought the box on its own, the cart on its own,
Love
and
it.
the manual on its own.
And I love that.
Pieced it all together.
Yeah.
I spent about 250 quid total on that. Just doing it that way. And for me, I get more satisfaction looking at that knowing I bought it for
Yeah.
much less than its current market value
Right.
than looking at it thinking, oh, that £1,000 game that's 9 out of 10 condition. Just me personally. Obviously, I'd rather have better condition, but I'd rather have a bargain above everything else.
If you saw this game at a market,
Yeah,
slightly better condition,
yeah,
700 sheets, would you upgrade?
No.
Right.
no. The only way I'd upgrade that is if it was at the point where it was much better
Yeah.
and I could sell that for
Yeah.
virtually the same amount of
Yeah.
money, so it'd be a
Yeah.
no-brainer. I don't care enough.
Okay.
I genuinely don't care. It's not one of them things where I'm lying to myself to try and convince myself I don't mind.
Right.
I genuinely don't mind.
Okay.
It's 35-year-old cardboard.
Right.
Tells a story, innit? Like, I'm genuinely not bothered. Like, it's fine for me. Put it in a box protector, put it on the wall. It's fine. It's good enough.
No, and I love that because I think a lot of collectors can get really hung up on condition, and you're just like, I love that kind of mindset of, I just want the game, I want it on my shelf. It's
Yeah.
great to say that I've worked hard to collect that amazing game.
I want it complete.
Yeah.
Some of these games aren't complete,
Okay.
but the high-end ones, buy them complete because you're never going to find a Hagane. I did,
Yeah.
right? Because I pieced it together, but it's unlikely. It's very rare you're going to find the manual. So then you end up buying the whole game and then selling it. It just becomes a long thing, right?
Right.
So I tend to buy the higher-end games complete so I can tick them off, put them on the wall.
Perfect.
Job done.
Perfect. And how are you cataloguing this? Have you got an app? Are you a pen and paper guy? We're a similar age. He's got better memory than me, guys.
All in
'cause
my mind.
in my episodes, I'm like, have I got that? I'll just text Jess.
Everybody says that to me, like, I probably should start cataloguing it, right? And I do make the odd faux pas. If you watch the channel, every now and again I'll pick
Right.
up a double. Not with Super Nintendo, I know what I've got. I know what I've got. And I like the fact that I know what I've got. I don't want to just become a spreadsheet guy, right? I don't want it to just become...
Just like flip charts.
yeah,
going-
listen, everybody collects their own way, each their own.
Yeah.
I'd never knock how people
Yeah.
collect. But for me personally, I know exactly what I've got because
Interesting.
most of them I can tell you where I got it, how I got it, what
Yeah.
I paid. It's
Yeah.
a journey. And then obviously with doing YouTube, I researched the game, I spoke about it.
Right.
So it's kind of all in the mind
Yeah.
still, for now. The years are ticking on, but for now I know what I've got, so it's all good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed when I came in as well, just kind of coming down to the All-Stars stuff here. So my question is, obviously we've got 3 copies of All-Stars. What's the logic for you behind the 3 copies then? And how is that, how do you class that as like...
Yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah.
So,
And it's the same with Mario Kart because you've got your classics red
Yeah.
and you've got your blue.
well, these two are separate games.
Okay.
In my mind,
Yeah.
that's you need. But if you want the full set, you need to have Mario All Stars,
Right.
which is what birthed all of this.
Yeah.
This was Christmas when I was 7 years old.
Absolutely.
The yellow box is behind that red one. It's out the way.
Heart palpitations.
This was everything. This
Yeah.
was the original remaster,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is what started everything for me. So that's a game, and then the one with Mario World, the greatest cartridge ever made, because you've got what 5 of the best games
Impeccable.
ever on one cartridge.
Yeah.
So they're 2 separate games. So that was a must.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to be part of it.
Okay.
I'm going down the Nintendo Classics subset route.
Oh, we got guys, we've got a subset route going.
I love red, right? You're going to
Callum
get to the
loves
red
red.
wall in a minute. Some people have a red room. We're not filming that.
No.
I've got a red wall.
It's beautiful.
So yeah, I'm going to go down the classic subset route, but I've only got the cheap ones because they're ridiculous. I'm not paying £500 for Donkey Kong. Yeah, it's crazy. But right now, I've only got like 3 of them. But I found that cheap.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to pick up a variant, anything Super Nintendo, to be honest.
Well.
But they don't count towards a set. So like things like this, that's not included in the number.
Yeah.
Because technically, I own the same game twice.
Yeah, I'm with you. So you're a subset kind of guy, but only on
Definitely.
certain titles, such as your prominent titles, Mario Kart, which I see here. Have you got the red Mario Kart?
Yep. It's in the red
we've
section.
got-
So it's all done via colour.
section.
So it's all done via colour. So a lot of people will do alphabetising
Okay.
and I get why people don't like it because I'll have one Mario here and one Mario there.
Yeah.
But I've done it all purely on aesthetics. A lot of this room is how it looks. So like that's like a colour chart. We go from purple to red, green, all the way down.
Wow.
So the red Mario Kart is here, look, in the red section.
Yeah. Beautiful. It really is beautiful, and I love the shelving that you've got in as well. It really just helped kind of like, you can really appreciate the artwork on the Super Nintendo stuff rather than it just having spine facing, which is like mine, which is such a shame really. So
You need some of this because if you're going for the full set, I need a way to. I'd love to have it all forward facing.
Yeah.
But I collect a lot of things.
Right.
So over time, this whole row will end up being Super Nintendo, yeah. And then we'll have a true Super Nintendo wall. When the
Incredible.
full set's here.
No, it's absolutely incredible. And I think for me, as a Super Nintendo girl, what I'd like to know is what is your favourite all-time, if you could go to a desert island with one Super Nintendo game? This is a big one, guys, and we want you to answer this in the comment section as well. Callum's going to tell us his desert island Super Nintendo game.
For me, that's 2 questions. My favourite game is different to the game I would take.
Go on then.
My favourite game is A Link to the Past. I think it's the best game ever made. But
Masterpiece.
there's only so much I could do with that game on a desert island. I'd probably take Hagane. Something really difficult that I've never completed that takes a lot of work.
I love that.
I'd probably do something like that because I'm just thinking logically. I've got time to master it and beat it.
Yeah.
I'd probably do something like that.
That's interesting. See, I'd take a game that's familiar, like Mario Kart or All Stars, because I'm familiar with it, and it's comforting. That nostalgia is comforting.
Or maybe Street Fighter, I'd take that. So I can finally get good at it.
Yeah.
I can play with someone other than Ryu. I've got time to learn. I'll
Sagatcha
learn
boy,
Zangief.
mate.
Yeah.
Power Drive with a bit of
Yeah.
Zangief. No, I mean, it does look incredible, and just kind of sitting back and seeing the wall and the colour shift, it is absolutely beautiful.
I do it at night. My missus laughs at me. I come in here and say goodnight to it sometimes. Like I'll come in here sometimes, I just stand there, look around, close the door and go back out again.
Mate, listen.
Yeah.
I
If you
kid
don't
you
enjoy it,
not.
what's the point in doing it?
I kid you not. It is a pride and joy like
Yeah,
no other. And
absolutely.
just seeing it, looking at all the colours, it just reminds you back in the day when you'd be in Woolworths like that as a kid.
Yeah.
This is what we did, this is what we live for. So it's absolutely beautiful. And certainly, guys, one of the best Super Nintendo collections I've ever seen, certainly better than mine. And I can't wait for you to kind of watch Callum's episode, which will be linked. Go check it out. Let's see what he's saying about my Super Nintendo stuff. And we'll link Callum's video in the Lady Lounge and Loft in the cards. All right, so we're going to focus down here now, guys. We've got some beautiful PS4 collector's editions. We've got some nice Wii U titles and some nice Wii U collector's editions, to be fair. So, Callum, do you want to tell people more about what we're looking at down here?
Yeah, so moving down from Super Nintendo, this was like overflow. So this is the Konami silver set. But then we get down to Wii U. So I've got the full Power Wii U set. So that kind of spans like the whole way from around here. So that's how I've tried to do the room. I've tried to do it like lengthways, rather than vertically.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the Wii U. Mario Maker, that's what we got on our trip to Super Game Shack.
You've got to check that out, guys. That collab was mint.
And then it's like big box Wii U stuff, like Project Zero. That was, when I was collecting, this was one of the rarer ones to find. I don't know about anymore. It got a re-release on the Switch. And it's quite kind of random how certain Wii U games have become more sought after over years. But then, got like big box Wii stuff. Last Story was quite a recent addition.
That's nice.
Sealed, that's quite a nice one.
That is incredible. Sealed, guys.
Pandora's Box and stuff like that. So just big box Wii stuff. And then if we stick on this shelf, PS4. So I'm starting to get into PS4 more and more. So I don't collect current gen pretty much ever, apart from Nintendo. So I collect Switch, but I don't collect PS5.
Okay.
I collect this gen previously. So now PS4 has gone down in price.
Yeah.
I'm all over PS4.
Yeah. Love it.
Plus, I love the PS4.
And it's a great time to
PS5,
collect.
I barely use the PS5. I don't use it to play PS4 games.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't. It's just never really been my thing. But you say with PS4, I'm kind of big box stuff, sleeve covers, steel books, rather than, there's a few, but there's not many standard games. It's more big box stuff, some real nice collector's editions on the PS4.
And obviously you guys are going to see all this on B-roll, and we want to know, like, what have you got? How do you collect? You know, certain people love the steelbook stuff. I've noticed you've got the PS4, and I saw them in your videos with the kind of deluxe cases, the slip cases, like Spider-Man over there, which you guys will see.
That was my recent foray into that. Those prices have gone crazy.
Bonkers.
Crazy. 150, 60 quid for a sleeve cover. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, mental.
Awesome.
So yeah, then that kind of goes over here, more big box stuff. So then we got into a little bit of Switch stuff just because I didn't have the space. This is Strictly Limited, shout out to Strictly Limited.
Oh yes.
This is the, just like shmups. I'm a big fan of shmups. So I've got like some of their big box stuff here. A gift from a friend of mine.
Yay.
Neo Geo Mini. It's a nice box, I love the pink.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Pops, so that goes nicely there. And then Xbox One, everybody's sort of like, I don't know if we can say bastard on your channel. Everybody's bastard child, right?
Everybody's
It's just kind of like everybody
child.
just keeps it out of the way, don't they? Shoved on the bottom shelf. I like the Xbox One. I like using it, but they're just not really, the library's not really there, is it?
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got Xbox One down there. And then we sort of get towards PS2 and there's some decent SNES stuff.
As you mentioned SNES again, so yeah, we're going to take you through this lot as well, because you got some really nice Super Nintendo consoles, one of which you've already mentioned, but one of which you haven't, which is right behind me.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, keeping it moving.
Alrighty, let's do it.
We're now at PlayStation 2.
Okay, yeah.
Old boring spines. They're just boring, aren't they? It's so boring.
They're so lame compared to the US ones, which have a little bit of colour.
The thing about the PS2 library is a crazy one because so many times I've thought to myself, I'm done, I've got every game I want, and then there'll be something else. It's such a vast library. There's so many good games on it. But I think I'm done with PS2 again. But anyway, enough about that's boring. This is my one of my recent editions that I'm very happy with.
Check it out, guys. You'll see it here, close-ups. It's beautiful, isn't it?
So I love red. So as soon as I saw it, I knew I was going to buy it. Plus, I'd never seen it before, so that's kind of my rule.
Yeah.
So this was a Spanish and I think Dutch exclusive.
Wow.
So this is what we've just looked at, the All-Stars with Mario World.
Right.
But this is their version of it. So if I take it out.
Did it come in this protective box?
No. Shout out to Kev. Kev made this.
Did he?
Yeah. So, and then if you see behind, look, that's the one we got behind it. We got the yellow one.
I'll B-roll that bad boy.
So that's what I had at Christmas. That's what kind of set me on the way, right? But then having this nice red variant of it, I just had to
It just tops it off, doesn't it? It just tops it off.
So that was Super Game Shack, that was.
Yeah, that is a beautiful find and a beautiful and a very nice condition.
Yeah, really nice
very
condition.
Very nice condition.
Yeah, definitely.
Incredible.
And then just got some annoying stuff.
Hey!
I don't like big box SNES stuff. We've already seen the SNES wall. I like everything uniform. So I've recently bought the small Metroid, which is a lot rarer than the bigger one. The small box Super Metroid. So yeah, I'm going to be getting rid of this. I don't need this big thing.
That's going, guys.
Yeah.
Au revoir.
That's going. And then
some cereal. I'm clocking cereal here.
Yeah. Mario cereal. I was going to eat that. I actually said on a video, if you get X amount of likes, I'll eat it. But people were commenting saying people have died.
Yeah.
Apparently cereal does some weird chemical thing.
Yeah,
and people were like, do not eat it.
Don't do that.
So I'll never eat it.
No.
I'm glad people told me. I was going to just eat it on a stream, on something, yeah.
Mukbang.
Yeah.
Chow.
So yeah, venture out into a new channel. But no, thankfully I didn't eat it.
Yeah.
And then PS1.
Yeah.
Loving PS1 at the minute.
What's your logic behind your PS1 and PS2 collection? Just collect what you play. What's that logic about for you?
PS2 at the moment is one in, one out, right? So I've tried to get rid of all the filler. There was a lot of filler, PS2. So I've been trying to sort of like one in, one out.
Yeah.
PS1 is all killer, no filler. So this is something I've only really started collecting the last year, but I'm just going sort of like the stuff you want to play or the heavy hitter stuff.
Yeah,
like the Metal Gear Solid was a nice one. I love cardboard in all its sort of like variations, so that was a nice one to get. Yeah, a lot of good stuff on the PlayStation 1. It was one of them that I don't really have nostalgia for because I was a chipped PS1 guy, right? As a kid,
of course.
we just had CD rewritable discs for £3. So I never had that like childhood nostalgia attached to the PlayStation 1 games.
Same.
But the beauty of collecting games is there's always another avenue to learn about.
Right.
So for me, it's been great going down the PS1 rabbit hole, learning about some of this stuff, picking up some of these like, really interesting titles on the system, and some really good stuff in there.
Some really nice titles, as you guys can see. I mean, you've got your Bloody Roar, Bomberman, Broken Sword, just really heavy hitters. Colin McRae, that's a classic, isn't it? Let's face it.
Yeah, Cooler World was a good one.
Oh, mate, I tell you.
Jackie Chan, that's gone silly money, that has the Jackie Chan game for some reason.
Yeah, I saw that in a recent episode, actually. It's like 105 quid, I think it was. It was insane.
Yeah, I paid like 50 quid for it.
Yeah. You wish it was that now.
Yeah, I told you I'm cheap. So yeah, PS1 runs all the way down there. But then this shelf, more PS2. But above that, GameCube.
Very, very, mine's not as, it's very just kind of what I would play sort of thing.
Yeah, I never really had one as a kid. So it's more, the titles that I want. Yeah. Again, I'm a cardboard guy, right? So I'll show you the cardboard collection.
I clocked them. Look at this.
So we've got gold double dash, silver double dash. This is a nice one, Wind Waker. But you're paying silly money for a piece of cardboard. I don't advise it.
I advise it.
I
advise it.
Look at that.
Do it.
You're licking your lips.
Because I want him. I want to get him.
Yeah. So there's more cardboard. I think very like rare pieces. But this is my favourite piece in this whole little area.
So let's let what we got here then, because that is from Super Mario Sunshine. We're gonna show you this.
Yeah, this is. And I don't say this lightly. This is one of my favourite things in this whole room.
Okay.
It's weird the things that we love, right?
Right.
I just love this thing. I had this as a safe search on eBay 5 or 6 years trying to find this thing. There's not a lot of Mario Sunshine merchandise out there. I just think that's such a cool toy. Silly money. Usually only ever see them like boxed in the blister pack. I was fortunate enough that a friend of mine found his old Nintendo stuff out the loft.
Shout out to him.
I just digging through this box and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I just absolutely love that. It's a world of Nintendo. So back in the day with the magazine.
Unbelievable.
It's one of them things that they released
It's almost like
for
money
toys.
can't buy stuff you don't see. I've never seen it before.
No, you very rarely see them.
And I've
Very
never
rare.
seen that.
That is just, they're quite common actually. That was just shampoo. You know, back in the day when you used to have fun things.
Remember Matey?
When you could make things out of plastic. Yeah. When plastics were allowed. When McDonald's was good, you didn't get a book and a bit of fruit.
Yeah.
This was like a shampoo bowl. So that would have just been, what, a few quid in Asda. Stick some shampoo in it. But I like old Mario. There's quite a few old Mario toys dotted around.
Right.
I just like the old, early 90s, late 80s.
Yeah.
Like.
It's that's about the artwork and the paint.
Yeah.
It's got that kind of like nostalgic
Definitely.
old vibe.
And I think as a collector, it's also exclusivity.
Yeah.
That kind of, you'd never seen it before type thing. So yeah, there's quite a lot of old Mario knocking about.
Banging.
So yeah, not a lot to say about GameCube really. Make our way here. This is my Lego army.
Love the Lego army.
So like, I'm a big sort of like, I'm passionate about ancient Rome, Greek mythology, that kind of stuff.
Nice.
And I love Lego, but obviously my whole room's dedicated to games. I don't have space. And they just collect dust. So whenever I've had Lego in here, I've ended up knocking it, breaking it, moving it. It just becomes a pain.
Okay.
So I just thought I'm just going to concentrate on minifigures, and I built myself an army.
Love that.
A constantly expanding army. So these are all like Roman emperors and stuff like that. I'm going to create a diorama on one of the shelves one day. So I'm going to create a battle scene out of it, and then like, just a little something different.
Yeah.
But these, just typically me, I didn't know when I went down this rabbit hole. So these are like 35 quid each.
Oh my God. Lego was expensive. I didn't know much about Lego.
Minifigures.
Yeah.
Like there's a Spartan one here, like 40, 50 quid minifigure. Like it's just mad, yeah.
That's insane.
But just typically me, I didn't know when I went down the rabbit hole how expensive it was going to be.
It looks good though. It looks wicked.
Yeah.
It does look wicked.
And you've got one of these?
Oh yeah, PS2 TV, guys. You've
PS2
seen it
TV.
in the Lady Lounge, Lady Loft.
But I wanted it to be accessible. I didn't want to just have it as a shelf piece.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to use it. So I put this shelf on runners.
There we go.
So this does pull all the way out, and then I just sort of twizzle the TV round.
Wow.
And then I can sit here and play it comfortably. So I play all my PS1 and PS2 on this TV.
And of course the remote. I've got the remote too. They're very, very difficult to get. The remotes are. They cost an absolute fortune.
And this, it scratches if you look at it.
Right.
If people don't know, the best way to like compare it is, you know, the inner section of a PS5.
Yeah.
That black bit.
Yeah.
Like if you try to use a microfiber cloth, it scratches it.
Yeah.
Like everything scratches this
Yeah,
thing, and
yeah.
it collects dust like crazy.
So that's barely scathed, yours is. Barely
It's
scathed.
in nice condition, very nice condition.
Beautiful, mate.
And then below that is PS2 big box stuff. So I like collecting steelbooks and sleeve covers for PlayStation 2.
Yep.
There's some really nice pieces.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah, a lot of stuff you just don't see
Check
very
that.
often.
That is beautiful.
So a lot of stuff you don't see very often. This, for me, is probably the best sleeve cover ever made.
Here we go. Oh, I saw that recently.
Yeah, it's...
Look at the shine and the shimmer. We love shine and shimmer as collectors.
A bit special,
we
that.
do.
I'd like to have it forward facing, but it's just
Yeah.
trying to fit everything in the room.
Yeah, quite.
But yeah, I love anything PS2 cardboard. Like I'm trying to get it all. So
Good on you.
and then that's it, pretty much. Just a bit more PS2 there. That shelf's out of bounds because that's all pickups I've not shown on the channel
we're
yet.
not, we're not. And we got Laura. I see her tits poking out of the top of my shoulder. Hey.
So yeah, that Laura was painted.
Yeah.
So they're all a bit weird looking, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all a bit strange. I have one.
But a
myself.
friend of mine bought it, and he's like an artist, and he painted it and gave it like a
Rejuvenation.
life.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, happy with that.
It's good. It's nice.
We're from Derby, aren't we? So that we need to have Laura, don't we? We need to represent.
Both born in Derby.
There's not a lot to shout about Derby, is there? Let's be honest. Laura Croft's about as good as it gets.
Hey, I'll take it, mate.
Yeah.
All right, you've heard Callum say you are a huge fan of red.
Yeah.
And boy, do we have some red. Even the red slim PS3 there.
Yeah. I'm really happy with how this wall's come together. This was the biggest change I've made in here in a while.
Yeah.
And this used to be like half height,
Okay,
really bookcase. There's a window behind there. I covered the window. I'm really happy with how this wall has come together, to be honest.
It is stunning, and I watched it in the episode of you building it, and I find those episodes really therapeutic, as I've done many myself. I absolutely love documenting the journey of building something like this. And of course, it's enabled you to have your, you know, this is a full set, isn't it? Are you a full set?
Yeah.
Now, you're probably one of the fewer people in the country that are known to have a full PS3 set
There's no
of.
more.
Tell us about it.
There's no more.
no
No
more.
one's stupid enough.
This is.
It was a journey, man. If people watch the channel, they'll know. This was mad. It was one of the best things I've ever done collecting-wise because it was such a community thing, right? If it wasn't for like the Ghetto gang and the people on the Discord researching this stuff, this was weeks and weeks and months of just research to even find how many games were in the set, and then we'd like find like rogue pictures that then we disproved that they existed or not. That's why I think it was the only one, because there was never a list compiled before.
Right.
And it was such a collaborative effort from people literally all around the world to get this set here.
Honestly,
Yeah, all around the world.
the globe, guys.
This, genuinely, I mean, we've looked at the PlayStation, the Super Nintendo stuff,
Yeah,
sorry.
we've done that bad boy.
I'm telling you now, with my hand on my heart,
Here we go.
this is the rarest game in this room.
Honestly,
Honestly.
tell us why.
FIFA 17,
On the essentials.
on the Essentials.
So if this was a non-essentials FIFA, 17, you're looking at 50p.
If that. So
If
the
that.
best that we've managed to come up with is that this was released in South Africa
Right.
as a mistake, basically. So for a very short time, something happened. I don't know if the player Royce got transferred or injured or whatever. This was listed on South African Amazon
Right.
for a very short period of time. It then went.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's a couple of people watch the channel. Shout out to you that are from South Africa, and even they've ridiculously struggled to find it.
Okay.
They found two.
Right.
Kind enough to send both to me. I
that's
passed
awesome.
one on to one of the guys on my Discord.
Yeah.
But as we know of, there's only two of these. I'm sure there's more in South Africa somewhere. But this, like I say, is probably the rarest game in the entire room. And that's why I've said this is probably the only full set in the world. And I don't say that with an ego. I'm actively helping people complete it. There's a few people on my Discord that are very close. There's a couple of people that are like 2 or 3 games away.
Okay.
And obviously the guy that I gave FIFA 17 to is probably on the way to full
That's
setting.
incredible.
Hopefully someone else will do it soon. But as we know, yeah, it's, I don't think anyone's been stupid enough ultimately to do it.
I don't think it's stupid. I mean, as a collector with very, very similar mentality, I find it fascinating the lengths people go to.
Yeah.
You know, and knowing that, because I didn't know that, so that's something I've kind of learned today, and probably a lot of the viewers watching this episode have learned as well, that is one of the rarest. And it's the same again. I went into CX recently, and there was a copy of FIFA 19 on the 360, and it was 45 quid.
Yeah, because it was a later release, yeah.
Right, and someone was like, 45 quid for FIFA, and I was like, yes, because it was one of the last games released on 360 and PS3, so of course it's going to be a little bit more expensive.
There are a few FIFAs on certain systems worth looking out for. Same with Pro Evos. The ones that overlapped, the ones that were on Xbox One for 2 or 3 years, but still kept getting 360 releases. But this was honestly shout out to everybody that helped. This was a collaborative thing. I can only take certain
love
credit
that.
for this
I love it.
because I had people in the Netherlands, people in Austria, people in South Africa, people in Germany, literally people from all around the world that helped to get all these games here, and a lot of people here in the UK that researched so we knew what games were actually out, because I don't really think many people had attempted it before.
No.
It just started off as I like the red spines.
Right.
And in my mind I was like, oh, I'll get them all. I thought there'd be 50. I didn't know there'd be 220 odd.
Right.
So it just grew and grew and grew into this big thing. But yeah, I'm very proud of it. Like, I'm really happy to have it.
It is stunning and it does look absolutely beautiful. Were these released across the world? So have the Americans got...
Yeah, so America's got something different. They got, I think they got greatest hits.
Okay.
So slightly different. Japan got something else. They got golden hits or something.
Wow.
But yeah, PAL Territory's got these red spines, essentials. But like with every weird subset, there's so many games that you wouldn't expect to be rare. A lot of these were only released in certain countries, whether it be Germany or wherever it may be.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Incredible. And I've noticed, obviously, you're a huge Switch guy. I see a lot of Switch stuff on your channel.
Love the Switch.
And then, of course, you've mentioned PS4 about kind of collecting for the generation behind.
Yeah.
So
that's the full set.
That is the full set?
Yeah, full set of...
That looks easier to collect. That's just less stressful.
Much easier, yeah. Much
than
easier.
this.
Natural progression for me. It felt like if I was going to do the red spine budget range of PS3, felt right to do PS4. And at the time, that was quite easy. My first day I started collecting, I walked into CX and bought 18 of these.
Really?
They have become a bit more sought after now. But like any subset, there's some that are rare. So Fallout 4, randomly, is very difficult to find.
Is it?
Gundam, best guess, we think it was a Polish exclusive.
Okay.
Again, somebody in
Versus,
Poland helped me with that.
Okay.
So again, you know, massive credit to the people that watch the channel and people based in other countries that helped me out, because it's very difficult to get some of these games here in the UK. But yeah, it just felt like a natural progression to do both. And yeah, so that's done. That's ticked off. Another one done. And then you've got...
Yeah, these bad boys, which we briefly mentioned earlier in the episode.
Yeah.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is it 10 there?
I think there's 11. 1, 2, 3. Might be 10. 10, yeah. 10.
Beautiful. When they came out, what were they? 15 quid a piece, something like that?
Yeah, maybe 20 quid.
Yeah,
a game. You know, when it first came out, and they were game exclusive, people that don't know, it was just a way of them repackaging old games.
It's genius, mate.
Marketing. And interestingly, they came with these.
Okay.
So they, where possible, they came with the PS4 greatest hits inside.
Yeah.
Just put a new skin on them with a sleeve. Now, at the time when they came out, I remember thinking, oh, I like them. But everybody was clamouring for them.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, I'll give it a year. Well, a year turned into 3 or 4 years. I got distracted with all this other stuff. And now I got back to it, and it's like, what has gone on here?
Right.
Mental.
Yeah.
Like, certain things you can't really justify. It's hard to justify spending 150 quid on a Bloodborne sleeve.
I mean, it's crazy.
I was fortunate. I did all this on a relatively low budget, right? I got some bargains.
Yeah.
And I was very patient. I never mentioned it on the channel.
Okay.
I was sneaky. Yeah, honestly, I learned from PS3 Essentials, right? It was great on the journey, and there's a lot of people on the journey with me.
Yeah.
But it made it a lot harder and a lot more expensive that a lot of people were collecting them.
Yeah.
And a lot of people on my Discord, the Ghetto gang, were collecting these before me. They kind of inspired me, and I didn't want to, like, make it harder for them. Do you know what I mean? I kind of agreed, okay, I'll get the set pretty much
and
before.
Announce it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously people know about it. It doesn't just, you know, I'm not the first person to do it or speak about it by any means, but obviously the more people speak about it, the more people see the beauty in them, because they have beautiful set.
They're gorgeous.
Very happy to have the full set, but I wouldn't advise it just simply because I don't think the value's there to spend. I'd wait, give it a few years, let it calm down.
Let it die down, definitely.
Let it die down.
Yeah, and definitely avoid PS3 Essentials unless you want to really stress yourself out and spend an absolute boatload of cash.
Just buy a few. Like my mate Kev, he gave himself a shelf. Yeah. So he's like, I'm going to do one shelf, look nice. Do you know what I mean? And then rather than trying to get every single one, because I can pretty much say, and I'd never say this as a collector, because I don't want to be a gatekeeper in any way, but you won't get the full set. Like you just, it's going to be a long, drawn out thing. People that watch the channel know, right? The journey. Don't go into it thinking you're going to get them all, because it's a long journey, that is. Very long.
And more power to you. It looks stunning on the shelf, and it looks great again with the Switch stuff here at the top. I see you got some collector's editions on the Switch there as
Yep,
well.
yep.
And of course the red, the PS3 Slim, which is beautiful. Got that as well. A gorgeous PS3 console, guys. If you've not got one,
In my opinion, the best looking console ever made.
I think what the Slim one. Yeah.
I think the
think
PS3.
right.
I think the PS3 Slim
Yeah.
is the most timeless design of any console. I've got a white one down there,
Yeah.
and I think the red. So for me, that's the best looking console ever made, in my opinion. Just timeless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful design.
It's beautiful.
And again, I had to have it. It just goes with the
It goes with the red. Yeah.
goes with the red. So if we go up,
Yeah.
yeah, got a Nintendo sign up there.
And this is an original Nintendo sign, isn't it?
Yeah, 1990. That was made.
How do you feel about having that in the collection? Because it was one of the things that I noticed the first when I walked in.
Yeah.
Official Nintendo seal of quality on the top, guys.
It was one of them sort of. Everyone uses Grail, right? It kind of was. It was kind of one of the things I always want. I've always been obsessed with signage and things you're not supposed to buy.
I'm with you.
Chief behind you. Do you know what I mean? These things that
Alright,
weren't
son.
really supposed to be able to purchase, store display stuff.
Yeah.
But that is difficult to own because it's so temperamental. Like, I don't even clean it, I don't touch it. It's hollow.
Is it quite fragile then?
Oh, that would break it.
Ooh,
It's 1990, it's vacuum formed, it's hollow. Like, I just don't touch it. It's on the wall, I leave it alone.
Yeah.
But I love it.
It's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. I think you've done an incredible job.
Yeah.
I love all the figures. I love all the accents. You know, I've definitely. I mean, we're not done, but I've definitely going to take some ideas away. And again, go watch Callum's video. We'll link it. Everybody's got different ways of designing the game room. I love that you've colour coded everything. You've got some big hitters on the Game Boy section here. Some really nice Pokemon
Game
stuff.
Boy, I kind of forward faced it. Game Boy is one of them things that'd be one in, one out now.
Right.
So I've actually got a heavy hitter coming quite soon.
Okay.
And what I'll do is I'll take one of the lesser ones out because it just displays well like this.
Yep.
Game Boy side art is terrible.
Awful.
You can't even tell what the games are. Some
Yeah.
of these are just like information.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that you can have this Game Boy on display if you angle them. So that's why I've done that. And then my Street Fighter figures.
Oh yeah.
Love that.
Where do you take the games when you do one in, one out? So where will that go then when you remove it? Do you store stuff? Do
It's
you kind
something
of...
that happens very often. And it's easier to say it than do it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it now. When it comes down to it, maybe I'd try and figure them out. But
Yeah.
there's a couple here I'm not really too bothered about. I'd probably just move them on.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah,
fair
CX
play.
them or something. I'm not really that bothered.
Yeah, nice. I love that mentality. That I love. One of the things that I really feel inspired about by your collection is you don't hoard. You are very kind of clean with it. You know, your PS2 stuff, one in, one out. Certainly love that idea.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah.
There is a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff in here, but it's great. It really is amazing.
I've always said the general feel of the room over anything else. Tried to make that. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to. Previous game rooms, previous iterations I've had. I should have one more of this, or one more. I'll get that in, and you get it in, but then you end up walking around like this. You can't recline your chair, and you just end up like compromising your comfort
Yeah.
for having more stuff. And I've tried to not do that. Tried to keep everything to the shelves, in its place, the best I can anyway. But
I love that. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, thank you for showing us this corner.
yeah,
amazing.
really happy with it. Standy as well.
Yeah, look at that. So, got an icon here. It's Callum. And Master Chief. And am I right? He's got an arm. I just clocked his arm.
Yeah, his arm's down there.
I think that's a great use of space to kind of get him in.
Definitely.
You've posed him really well. So what's a scoop?
It was a happy accident, the arm. I actually knocked it and broke it. I'm getting it fixed, but
Perfect.
I'm not going to use it because to get this in, this shelf we've just looked at,
Here.
I took his arm off.
Yeah.
But you don't really notice it from the way it works.
I didn't even notice it until
no, exactly,
I stepped
yeah.
into frame and I saw
Yeah.
it.
So I think it worked quite well. It allowed me to get more game stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a store display. Master Chief, just... I say things you can't buy, you can buy them,
Okay.
but it's ridiculous. It's a German company, I think Oxmonox or something, they do life-size figures, but it's like 4,000 euros. And then you've got to get it to the UK these days, it's like
And then
£5,000.
And it's import tax.
Just ridiculous.
It's not
I
worth
was
it.
very fortunate. There was a guy in Stratford,
Yeah.
and he had it on eBay, and he'd only recently listed it. And I messaged him and said, would you do a buy it now price?
Yeah.
And to my surprise, he said yes.
Wow.
And I said, I'm coming now. I literally got my lad
Yeah.
in his pajamas in the car.
Bolted.
'Cause you know what it's like? You got to go now.
I'm there.
I'm not waiting till the morning.
No,
I'm not waiting till now.
I'll
went.
drive through the night.
It's like 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
We went. I took the lad who's supposed to be in bed. Yeah. We're going on an adventure. It was like that scene on Lord of the Rings. We're going on an adventure. Running down the Hobbit before I get roasted in the comments. We went and picked it all up. It was one of them people, right? You know, the guy who bought it off was like, you know, those people that are well off, nice area, nice house, but are dirty.
Yeah.
There used to be a guy, like a reality show back in the day, like, you know, people that are very posh, but very filthy.
Yeah.
It was filthy. Like generational wealth, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I had to clean, I went for about 3 packs of baby wipes cleaning this guy, man.
This guy was ditched,
Yeah, I cleaned it all up.
Yeah.
And it's, I still probably, on a fortnightly basis, get people saying, would you sell it? Never selling it.
No.
This went in that corner as one of the first things I did when I built this room. I put him in the corner, and he's been there ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
It looks great. It looks great. You've got the kind of gun coming down over the games there. It's just a great aesthetic.
Yeah.
You've got the Xbox sign there. It's really well themed.
Yeah, that's a store display sign.
Yeah.
I travelled down to Birmingham for that.
Nice.
And then behind that, we've got Retro Gamer.
Yep.
I don't know if you know anyone else that's been in.
Might have been in a copy of Retro Gamer, in the collector's corner like yourself,
For me, it was just one of them, like,
Yeah.
collector's goals.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there was a few. Life-size figure, full set, certain, like, signage.
Yeah.
Being in Retro Gamer Collector's Corner was one of them goals.
Yeah.
So it was nice to do that. Shout out to the editor.
Yeah.
Really good guy. It was a really nice thing to do.
Yeah. It's a great mag. I've got every copy.
Yeah.
Every copy.
Yeah.
Every copy.
I used to have them, but they take so much space.
Yeah.
And they're so heavy.
Yes, they are.
You can't, like, send them out. Or, do you know what I mean? Like, I stopped. But shout out to Retro Gamer.
Yeah, it's a great mag. And if you guys haven't read it, we highly recommend it. So, yeah. All right, guys, so we've got some juicy PS3 stuff, including a Super Slim console. Nice God of War stuff. Controller included. Talk us through, mate, because my eyes are just all over the place.
Yeah, I prefer 360 to PS3, controversially. We'll get to 360 in a minute. I just think it just pops the green. I find this a bit dull, which is why it's kind of hidden out the way here.
It's at the back.
There's some great stuff for PlayStation exclusive. I'm a huge God of War fan, like huge God of War fan. So there's a lot of stuff here and a lot of nice collector's editions and stuff, but just don't think it displays that well. It's a lot of blacks and browns and dark colours. I don't like the Super Slim either, I just like the box.
I don't like the Super Slim at all.
I prefer the Slim.
Yep.
Ascension, got the controller. This was a nice piece, the Pandora's Box Trilogy Edition.
Never seen it.
Yeah, it's quite uncommon now. And this is even more so. This is a, you know, like a press kit.
Oh, yes, I love a good press kit.
So I'm a huge God of War 3 fan. One of my favourite games ever made. So this is a press kit for God of War 3. Hard to display, like a piece of wood, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool
I
to have
wondered
it.
what it was. I was like, it was just a random piece
Yeah,
of,
just a
like,
piece
you
of wood
know,
there, yeah.
little kind of old school project guys from CDT back in the day. So yeah, you're right. It's very difficult to display, but I think you've done a great job. Again, what's your kind of theory? Are you collecting things that you just want to play? Are you a bit of everything, grab and go?
PS3, I've long got everything that I'd want to play. It's more a cardboard, right? There's a theme here.
I'm seeing a lot of slipcases, guys.
Sleeve
I'm
covers.
seeing the
Yeah,
theme.
sleeve covers, cardboard. We've got the Last of Us Collector's Edition.
Yeah,
I need to get the Joel one. So
You'll
I've got the
see
Ellie
it.
one.
You've already. Well, you will see it because Callum is coming to mine next week. But you've already seen the episode. Yeah.
And then I just love bits of cardboard, right? So like these are the SmackDown versus Raw.
Oh, never seen them.
2011 variants.
Wow.
Things like that. It's little subsets that get me excited.
Yeah.
Right. As much as I play games, as much as I'm a gamer, I'm a collector.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So any little subset, any niche, anything that pulls me in.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I'm happy with that. Plus, we've got all the essentials, right? So I've got,
Of course.
and that's the beauty of the essentials. It's
like the best of.
yeah, pretty
You know what
much,
I mean?
right? So like
Yeah.
the mainline stuff's all over there as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of it's duplicates, to be honest. It probably needs thinning out.
Yeah. CX job, get a bit of trade credit. Yeah, sound.
And then I've got Capcom Home Arcade.
Yep.
More of a display piece.
Beautiful piece of kit.
Never gets played. This you'll like.
Oh, here we go. I clocked it already, guys. I've already seen this.
Yeah, so that's the that Ocarina of Time.
I could tell the artwork.
And again,
bringing into the
same
colours.
with the Yoshi down, Luigi down there, and the Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
These were World of Nintendo figures. There's like 4 released. There's a Samus one, but I've never seen it.
Right.
Never seen it.
Wow.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. And this
I've clocked this as well. This is pretty fascinating.
So this has got
stuff.
damage. So this that you see in there, that happened when I knocked Master Chief's arm off.
Oh,
it knocked onto this.
Did you want to cry? Wait, you
Want
can
to
get it
cry? Or
fixed?
did I cry?
You can get it fixed.
I'm getting it fixed.
Okay.
The guy that did the Lara Croft, he's hooking me up. So he's going to fix this for me. We still don't know what this is. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. It's too good to be custom made.
What's on the back?
Nobody knows. Kev is a signage guy, my friend. He works with signage. He said this isn't some project someone's done in a shed.
I've seen it.
He said the way they've done it and made it, like, it would look like store display. But nobody knows. There's no history. There's no pictures of it online. The guy I bought it off said he bought it from like, I think it like a toy fair or a card trade fair. And he said there was this and a Bowser. And he said the guy that he bought it off owned a shop and he had it in a shop.
Right.
But we don't know any more than that.
So if anybody has seen this,
Yeah, we just...
right? I mean, why is he not on the wall? That's my initial thing.
That's
I'm
why.
like, oh yeah.
That's why he's not on the wall. He's going on the wall.
He's going on the wall. That is incredible.
Yeah, and then that's nice as well, the Tekken standee.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's like
cool,
a store
man.
display
Yeah.
standee. And then I'm currently playing through, I've just played 24 hours of this.
This
as we're filming
guy,
this.
yeah, you've got to go check that episode. 24-hour
Yeah,
playthrough.
play your games.
Yeah, play your games.
Play your games.
You did say you're kind of into your kind of ancient history though. So is
Yeah.
this the fascination for you with Assassin's Creed?
That's what pulled me in.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I'm an Assassin's Creed guy, but I love Greek mythology. That
Yeah.
pulled me in, and now I'm a fan, like a convert. Like I love
Wicked.
this game. I'm like 75 hours in. I can't get enough of it.
You're gonna
I've not
get
felt that passionate about a game for a long, long time. There's games I've enjoyed,
Mm-hmm.
games I've played, retro stuff I've played through to finish. But when you literally every minute you spare, you want to play it.
Yeah.
And now I've got a PlayStation Portal. I'm kind of like on it all the time.
Yeah,
It's
awesome.
I've really fell in love with that game, which is great. And then you start having this weird. This is a strange one. I have this weird game of guilt. I start thinking to myself, oh, I'll be playing this game for 200 hours. I could be playing other games. And you think to yourself, well, if you're enjoying it, like, why does it matter? The whole point of playing games is to enjoy them, right?
Yeah.
Why try and think to yourself, I could have completed 4 games.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a competition. Do you know what I mean? Like, just enjoy it, because once it's done, and you can play something else.
Yeah, just enjoy it, relax.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
Go for it.
I love that statue as well. I think that's one of the best collector's edition statues ever released.
It's a phenomenal detail.
In my opinion, just because I love Greek mythology, I love the Medusa base on it.
Yeah.
It's a great piece, and then you've seen the standee.
Yeah, that's just beautiful.
And then we've got the gym. Do you want to see the gym?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
You guys can't see the gym though, sorry.
You can't show it.
So we are filming the gym, so we're outside.
Yeah.
This is the little
Ghetto gym.
Ghetto gym.
Ghetto
yeah.
gym.
Are you going to give us some examples of bench pressing?
No,
I will. No, I'll probably break my neck.
I'm not ego lifting it. I'm at that age where it takes you about 45 minutes to warm up before I start lifting anything.
Literally.
Yeah.
We've got to protect our backs. We're getting old, guys.
Damn right.
Babies of the 80s. So yeah, this is cool. It's a nice little space, and like you said, it's just private, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
chill
I've
out.
got a Street Fighter.
Got some Sagat there. We've got Batman.
Rio.
Rio. Are these?
Kev did these. So these
Kev.
are like metal, yeah.
Man like Kev, innit?
Like Kev, yeah.
Man like Kev. Yeah, this is a great space. I love it. You've done really well.
This is my therapy room, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just training is not just a physical thing; it's a mental thing.
Absolutely. Health is wealth.
Absolutely, man. It's good for your mind.
As much as we've got all the games, I think we've got to be grateful for being healthy, you know, looking toned. I feel like get a good diet, good water intake in you. I lost a lot of weight recently, so lost a lot of weight. Shredded. It's the way I like it. I'm nearly 42. I've got to look after myself, you know. So now it's wicked, and the signs just top it off. So
Yeah, definitely. I was going to do more signs, and I was thinking at one point about getting like a big mural.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to attract too much attention.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. You don't want the cows coming over and seeing, you know, working out with you from the field right behind us.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
We've got any sheep today? There's usually sheep out here. No sheep.
Look at that horrible view.
No
Oh, I'd hate living here.
No
Look
sheep.
at the state of it. What a mess. So obviously we've talked about PS3, and you said that 360 having that green pop, things just look so much more aesthetically pleasing. This texture looks fantastic. So are you again just collecting a bit of everything? You prefer the 360? What are we looking at?
I went 360 mad. I love 360. I just think it's great. If anything, I ran out of space.
Yeah.
That's kind of slowed me down. Plus, I don't want a full set. Can't full set everything, and 360 is a lot of shovelware. So I just kind of bought a lot of stuff that I find interesting.
Right.
These are double stacked. And what I love about this era of gaming, there's so many collector's editions,
Yeah.
so many cool things. I'm still to this day learning about sleeve covers and variants and steel books I never knew existed that I see online. I think, wow, like, I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Even like highlighted like this Battle of Z Goku edition. Yeah, that was one that I never knew existed until I did, and then it took me months to find it. And the Darksiders one.
Yeah.
There's so many great collector's editions within
The
this
Saints
stuff.
Row 2, that looks beautiful.
Yeah, there's Castlevania one down there, which is like, you can only see the side of it.
Yeah.
Bioshock, all sorts. Like I say, a lot of this is double stacked. They go right back as well. Look, if I wanted a game down there, you're pretty screwed.
Yeah. I must admit, I do that myself.
Yeah, and then this is all like, again, the usual standard steel books, sleeve covers. These are all sleeve covers.
Okay.
Some really nice stuff, collector's editions. And it actually flows. I'll show you this one because I love this one. One of my favourite steel books.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah, so that's Dragon Ball Z Raging Blast. It's just beautiful artwork, right?
Oh my goodness gracious, front and back as
at
well.
that.
Look at that.
Stunning, isn't it? I found that in CX
Unbelievable.
randomly. Again, I didn't know it existed until I saw it.
Just gripped it and dipped it.
Gripped it and dipped it, I like
Gripped
that.
and dip.
Loads of collector's editions. They even spill out over here, look.
Yep.
So like, I put this like little makeshift area behind the sofa, just to house some more
Yeah.
360 stuff. But I have got a plan. I'm expanding this area.
Ooh.
It's an exclusive.
Are we allowed to know the plan, or are
No.
we okay? So
There
it's
is a
going to be
plan.
on your channel. Are you going to document kind
Oh,
of
of course,
building
yeah.
it? Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
can check it out.
So we're going to grow. It'll be the last expansion in here. There's one last thing we can do, and then that's it definitively. That's all the space we've got. So that's
Right.
going to come a bit later in the year. I'm going to do that.
Amazing. So you've got that plan, and will that be for 360 games to expand, or are you going to put other things in here?
Probably both.
Okay.
Probably 360 and maybe a couple of new collections I might start.
Oh, there we go. Guys. Beautiful.
Feed the
beautiful.
addiction.
Let's feed it.
Yeah.
And of course, it's hard not to think of the 360 without
Yeah.
talking about this beautiful cab, which I know you travelled far and wide to kind of get this.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's in great condition. How long have you had it then?
Long time. I got this quite early on into this iteration of my collection.
Sweet, right.
Went down to Liverpool one night. It was on Facebook Marketplace, 100 quid.
Get out.
Yeah.
No.
And the woman said to me, you can have it for 100 quid if you get it tonight.
Right.
So I went straight down to Liverpool.
Bounced.
Yeah. Straight away, got it about 10, 11 o'clock at night. I didn't
Yeah.
know it was on a 4th floor uni student flat.
Right, okay.
So getting it down all the stairs was fun.
Yep. Does it come apart?
Yeah, no, not really.
Oh my God.
No. I mean, it does if you sort of really delve into it and you take the toolbox out, you can take certain components off, but no. I had to get it down. It was filthy, smokers, this chewing gum under it. It was all sorts horrible. Cleaned it all up, every inch of it. Shout out to Kev again. Kev made me these
Oh,
custom
bless him.
decals because it came with like Xbox Connect. Nobody enjoyed the
Nobody-
Connect.
yeah,
It was just
yeah.
terrible artwork.
Yeah.
So we sort of like made the Street Fighter 4 artwork as it would look, or as I think it would look if
Yeah.
they made it themselves.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've got plans to modify this further, so that's going to come to the channel soon. I've actually
Amazing.
got a couple of pieces for it already that I'm going to be doing. A big project on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it ties in well with the reuse standee that's there as well. So
If you had the opportunity to replace this with an M80C, would you?
that's a great question, you know. I obviously would, because even from a financial point of view, you'd be stupid not to,
Yeah.
because they're worth, what, 3-4 grand.
2.5, 3, yeah.
And I always used to say that was my grail.
Yeah.
But I don't have the space in here, and to answer your question, yes,
Okay.
I would. But I've had about 5 or 6 kiosks
Okay.
over time.
Right.
I've had PS2, Xbox One, what else have I had? Wii U,
Yeah.
some others. But this is the one I've always kept because even though it's probably the most common of all the kiosks, I think it looks great.
Yeah, it looks stunning.
And I use it.
Yeah.
I actually use it. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of 360 games. This is actually modded, this console.
Is it?
So I've got like all arcade stuff on it, loads of like 360 Japanese shmups that we never got here, loads of stuff like that. So I use this a lot. Play like 2-player Pro Evo, my mates when they come round.
Yeah.
So that's why I kept it really. But to answer your question, yeah, I would, because it's stupid not to.
Super Nintendo, isn't it?
Super Nintendo, isn't it?
It overrides everything.
does, it trumps everything.
It overrides everything, mate. But it's great. And I love
Caveat to it would be that I'm not hunting one anymore.
Yeah.
Because I don't have anywhere for it to go.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I do have a plan. Something is going to go here one day, and this is going to go.
Yeah.
But I'm going to talk about that another day.
That's top secret, mate. Retro Ghetto's top secret.
I'll let you have all the SNES kiosks. You can,
Mint, that's wicked. So yeah, and we got obviously, you've mentioned your love of God of War.
Yep.
Does this come apart, or was this like I mean, you need
Yeah.
a fan?
So Master Chief
the size
comes
of his
apart into about
feet.
8 different pieces. Head, arms, forearm, knees, all that.
Yeah.
This is just 2.
This is just
So
two.
it comes off at the hips. So you can lift the upper half. But luckily this is foam, so it's not heavy. The feet are weighted to keep it in place, but it's not a heavy piece. This was like Grails for me.
Yeah, this is, and I love that it's foam because it feels a bit more sturdy, like you're not going to snap it
Yeah,
like you would plastic.
yeah,
or
yeah,
wood,
definitely. So
you
this
know?
isn't like the others. This isn't a store display. So that one's like a store display piece.
Yeah.
Would go to shops. This is by a company called NECA. If you're familiar with toys, they make a lot of toys.
Yeah.
So you can actually buy this from them. But it was ridiculous money, and obviously getting it shipped to the UK.
Right.
I looked at a few weeks ago, or months ago, sorry, saw it on eBay in Nottingham.
This.
In Nottingham.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
hold the phone. But yeah, this was
Yeah,
a genuine
nuts.
grail of mine. I hunted it ever since the game came out in 2018.
The detail is, I mean, look, I mean, he's got, I have less eye wrinkles, thankfully, but he's got some, I do. You don't, he's got more.
But
This
when I
guy's
first got
awesome.
it, like, I almost felt emasculated by it. You know, like it's so like piercing and like, I don't know,
It's got a presence.
that's the word. That's better, yeah. It really does have a presence. It's just like,
And I can imagine in real life he'd be this big.
yeah, that's what he's supposed to be.
Like,
That's
he
a
would
life-size
be,
figure.
like,
So yeah,
that is
it's
scary.
like realistic, but a bit more, right?
Yeah. So feeling that energy, you've got an energy, mate. This guy's got an energy, I'm telling
Big
you.
axe energy.
Love it. So, yeah, more 16-bit goodness now, guys, with the glorious Sega Mega Drive or Genesis for our North American viewers. Again, Callum, I'm seeing how you've got the colour code in here with
Yep.
the it's just looking stunning. So, and I'm seeing obviously there's a big shift between the Sega Mega Drive games. Obviously, you're a Super Nintendo guy. Was the Mega Drive just not as much of a thing for you in your childhood then, or?
I absolutely love the Mega Drive. Love it.
Okay.
But it's not Super Nintendo. Do you know what I mean?
It's
It's,
not.
and I don't mean that with any discredit to Mega Drive. I would probably put this in the top 3 consoles ever. I just think it's the
100%.
greatest era.
100%.
I love both to death. If, God forbid, something happened to my Super Nintendo collection,
Oh, God.
I'd go full set Mega Drive.
Yeah.
Like, I'm unofficially going full set Mega Drive now.
Okay.
You know, if anything that I don't already own, it's affordable, I come across it, I buy it. I love this. I love the Mega Drive.
Yeah.
And the artwork's so iconic. It always felt to me like a bit more of an adult Super Nintendo, right? Nintendo's got the charm, the colours, the music, it's just that nostalgia. Mega Drive always feels a bit more risque, maybe. You know what I mean? It's a bit more.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get Splatterhouse 2 on the Super Nintendo. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely
Things like
not.
that. 2 crude dudes.
Didn't they remove the blood in the Super Nintendo version of Mortal Kombat
Yeah,
and they
Mortal
changed
Kombat
it to
2.
green?
Green,
Was it
yeah.
that? Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was,
yeah. Yeah.
Whereas we've got the actual blood in.
Yeah.
Like,
Things have changed though. I've got some questionable Switch games.
have you?
Very questionable. So Nintendo's changed its policy,
they've-
right?
yeah.
That's for a different video. But yeah, I've got some very interesting titles down there.
They've chilled out a bit in their old age, I guess, haven't they? They've
yeah, the world's
mellowed.
changed though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
The world's changed, right? I
Yeah,
think that time
true.
they were demonising video games and stuff like that.
And they changed. Remember back in the 80s when they removed Ninja and Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah.
to Hero because they didn't want to. Ninjas
If
were
there's loads of kids
violent.
that be running around as ninjas.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, mad times, but great times, guys. We love
best
the
times,
90s.
the
We
best
love the
times.
90s. So, in terms of like your favourite games, then, I mean, obviously, I know you were a Street Fighter guy.
Yeah.
Anything else in here that's like criminal?
Oh,
copying?
so many. So many. I mean, I love my shmups. I love 16-bit shmups. So I've got pretty much all the 16-bit shmups. There's a couple I think I need now on the Mega Drive. So many good games. Outrun,
Where we're looking here,
Yeah,
and all
all
three.
three of them,
Yeah,
yeah.
lovely. Yeah.
Golden Axe,
Yeah.
of course. There's some more down there. We'll go back to them. We've got the Street Fighter trilogy, Streets of Rage trilogy, Road Rash trilogy, Shinobi trilogy,
Castlevania, I saw earlier.
Castlevania.
Yeah.
Some heavy hitters. We've got Probotector.
Beautiful.
I recently got Alien Soldier.
Yeah, saw that in your video. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great game.
It's just a great on console to collect for. I love it.
Absolutely. I'm after Golden Axe 3, but it was only, I think it was NTSC in Japanese. Very expensive, guys, very expensive. And it's not actually a great game. And I think it's weird that, you know, like Streets of Rage 3, you mentioned that. Not the best out of the trilogy, but the most expensive, which blows my mind when it comes to collecting is that.
It's rarity, isn't it?
Yeah.
The way I always use in my mind to tell people about things like that is, if Simpsons release figures, Lisa Simpson would be the most expensive down the line.
Right.
Because less people are going to go out their way to buy Lisa.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Everyone's
yeah,
got Bart and Homer.
Yeah.
And I kind of think like that with video games.
Yeah,
It's
sure,
the ones
sure.
that people aren't buying that are going to ultimately become.
So it's the Simpsons analogy that you use.
Yeah.
I like that. You see?
Yeah.
I love
Hey, as
it.
collectors, whatever help, you always got these weird things in your
Yeah.
mind to help justify
Yeah.
the time and money spent on this stuff, right? But yeah, I'm just a huge fan. Shout out games that aren't as sort of like more well known. Felios is one of my favourites.
Yeah.
So this is a shmup, very sun faded, no manual, horrible, but I didn't care, just wanted it. A Greek mythology based shmup.
There you go.
I mean, you ride on Pegasus,
Yeah.
and that's me all over. So yeah,
That's wicked.
anything like that, I'm a big fan of. This sign again, Kev. Shout out to Kev.
Yeah, amazing. What a guy.
So
We
yeah.
got, and Rystar, I think, is, for me, I think a hidden gem. So very much kind of lens on like Sonic, that kind of quirky side-scrolling fun. I think I paid 60 quid at Donny about 4 years ago. It has grown in price quite a lot
Yeah.
since then. But you've got all the main hits. There's flipping brilliant stuff that you've got in.
Yeah.
Really, really good stuff. And again, that colour coding along the bottom, you know, your black spines, your blues, your whites, and then your EA stuff.
Yeah, I'm thinking about full setting the EA stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going. I love a subset, right? So
Of course you do, yeah. I think
Any
we've learned that
excuse.
from Callums Connection today.
And that's how I like the general theme of the room. Everything will go aesthetic first, then alphabetical. So not always, because some new editions aren't quite alphabetical, but I tend to group things together and then divide it by alphabetize it. So there's like subgenres to the way it's displayed.
I love that. That's fantastic.
But then yeah, obviously you work your way down there.
Yeah.
There's the light, retro Ghetto light,
Yeah.
and then at the end there, just a few more Mega Drive games.
Yeah, some nice heavy hitters, like you said, your Castlevanias, your staple Streets of Rage trilogy.
Yeah, I got the X-Men games as well. They're quite decent there
Yeah,
as well.
go for a fair price. Amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. So we've got as well, you've obviously kind of paid a lot of attention to the aesthetics with some Grand Theft Auto stuff we're going on here.
Yeah.
This, which I'm intrigued to know,
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah. That was a guy from Leicester. Made
Yeah.
it, custom made it. You made a few.
Yeah,
Got it on eBay years ago. Great buy. Didn't cost me much at all.
right.
My,
I've
my
seen the
maximum bid was
N64
like,
ones and
my
stuff.
max bid was twice what I got it for.
Yeah?
Yeah. Got really lucky.
Yeah, it's a lovely piece. I don't think I'd have enough space. I'd probably need a really small one like this big. Sort of
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
to
yeah.
Have a little.
Well, back in the day when I had a small room,
Yeah.
that was on the wall.
Was
I
it?
took the legs off and mounted it to the wall, so I just had the controller above the TV.
Great idea.
Yeah, it worked out quite well.
Great idea.
But it's nice to be able to use it now properly as it's supposed to be used.
Yeah, and you've got your TV on here. So is this you kind of?
Yeah.
You kind of. I see the cables in here. You've got. Do you hook everything up to this?
No,
Or
so that's,
You've got this. You've got kind of your PS1,
there's that
PS2
one.
TV, and there's that one there on the wall.
Yeah, I'll talk you through the screens. This is linked up to the Switch.
Okay.
So this can move around.
Yeah.
So I play a lot of what's called tape mode, or tate mode for shmups, so I play them vertically. So I can play lots of things on that. I can sort of have that here, lie on the sofa. That's hooked up to that Switch dock there.
Right. I see this. Yeah.
This is Bang & Olufsen. What's it called? A Bang & Olufsen. Mine's gone blank.
Either way, it's stunning.
Rewind. Bang & Olufsen DVD Avant.
Okay.
32 inch. Weighs a ton.
It looks it. It
But
goes
it's-
back all the
But
way.
honestly, you've never heard anything like it. The volume and that is phenomenal. This opens up like a DVD thing. I love this. There's something about old tech that we're just lost nowadays. Everything
Right.
nowadays is about being small and sleek and
Yeah.
lightweight.
Yeah.
This is phenomenal. So yeah, I use that for retro stuff.
Okay.
So my Super Nintendo Mega Drive, they're linked up to it.
Okay.
I think that's it. GameCube,
Yep.
PS2.
Okay.
Pre HD, basically.
Yeah.
Anything pre HD is hooked up to that, and then all the newer stuff is hooked up to the 4K OLED, whatever they are these days.
Stunning, absolutely stunning. So it's very functional then. So
Yeah.
everything's kind of ready if you want to play or record some gameplay. It's there.
Yep.
You can smash it.
Yeah, and I went for like a white aesthetic. Tried to get all white consoles.
Yeah.
Started replacing them a year or so ago, so they're pretty much all white now.
Stunning, absolutely stunning.
That's store display, PlayStation sign.
Is it a light?
Yes, it's a
Yeah,
light.
so
Yeah,
it does pop, and you
Yeah.
use that if you're gaming. You've got that on.
yeah. Rarely have it on.
Okay.
It's more of a display piece.
Yeah.
So that's 1994, I think.
Okay.
CD player, Technics, sort of like separate.
You like your music, don't you?
Yeah, I love my
Hip
music,
hop.
man. Yeah, big
Yeah.
hip hop fan and old school Motown soul
Yeah.
music.
Oh, yeah, dude.
But this was something I always wanted when I was younger.
Yeah.
You know, like when I wasn't old enough to be able to afford it,
Yeah.
and the older kids that had
Yeah,
these and that. So now I found it in a charity shop for £10.
That is amazing.
So then there's the speakers everywhere in this room, behind the sofas, surround sound and stuff. This is one of my favourite things in the room, the Marvel vs. Capcom standee.
Okay, yeah.
Colours on that.
You like it? Yeah, it's just stunning, isn't it?
I mean, I love my fighters, but I mean, mixing Capcom and Marvel together,
Yeah.
colours pop. Love that thing. And then you already mentioned the San Andreas standees, got all three of them. So there's 3 in the full set. I drove to Manchester for that. All 3 of them, I had to get them all separately, and it was a journey, man. But just love the artwork. And then that's
So you're
Ghost of
baby,
Sparta.
Yeah.
One up there.
I've got loads of standees. I just can't have them out. Crash
Yeah.
Bandicoot. I've got some GTA ones. I do have my Lara one out, but there's loads in the Eves in the Lady Loft that I just can't. I've got no space for.
I love them. I used to collect them. But I just
Beautiful.
ran out. They're just hard things to display.
Yeah.
I used to have so many.
Yeah.
But that's why I put them on the wall rather than displaying them with the stands, because
Yeah.
you just can't give the real estate to them.
Yeah, they do look great. They look stunning. It just adds, like you said, to that aesthetic, that pop, the whole vibe of the room. You know, you've just done fantastic, and it looks amazing.
Thank you.
So well done, mate.
Appreciate it.
It's all good.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, dude. Thank you.
So we gonna play Street Fighter?
Yeah, we'll play Street Fighter now.
Let's
I'm
go.
gonna win. Sagat, mate. Sagat. The perfect end to an incredible game room. Callum's really done himself proud with the showcasing of 16-bit goodness both on the Super Nintendo and on the Sega Mega Drive. For the cardboard connoisseurs like Callum, there's plenty here, including some really nice juicy figures which really add to the finesse and the aesthetic of this incredibly clean game room. I really enjoyed it, and I've taken back some ideas for my game room, and of course you can see Callum's take on my game room, the Lady Lounge and the Lady Loft over on his channel right now. I will of course link it in the cards and in the description, so please go and check that out and subscribe to him too. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. I've got it on record.
I can't wait to come and destroy your gate.
Oh, guys, I've just knocked.
You wait till I get to your room. Honestly, I'm going to kick the door in.
I've just knocked it over.
Right, that's it.
Right.
Get out.
Right.
Get out.